Moreno had already started hers. I know Oliver's already started his. I'm trying to think who else for mayor have you seen as far as television spots? I have not seen Royce's, but I hear his is out.
Yeah, I've
Anybody
only
else?
seen Oliver and Helena.
Hmm. Trying to think.
I'm trying to think. Did I see somebody else? Who's the other lady that's running
Four.
for mayor? Um, I think I saw a commercial from her.
Hmm. Let's see. For 2025 New Orleans mayor,
I know
Eileen
her.
Carter.
Huh?
Eileen Carter.
No.
Renata Collins. Collins.
Name one more.
Helena Moreno. That's it as far as women are
I
concerned.
think it was. I think it was Renata. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was her. Because I remember seeing some other commercials. Because when political ads come on, I just kind of tune out a little bit.
So the women in the race would be Eileen Carter. We know Eileen.
Yeah, Deidre got it right. It was Renata Collins. She had one.
She got a television commercial.
If I'm right, I
Well,
saw one.
if you know Renata, which I do, um, Renata was always into television.
Yeah,
She
if
was the
I'm not
host of a
mistaken,
talk
I
show.
think she had like a red outfit on, if I remember
Really?
right.
Yeah. Okay. But she's always been somewhere close to a television camera because she was doing talk shows and things of that sort
Yeah.
in the past. I don't know if she's still doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised that she has a television commercial. Now, what I did do, I went to go check how much rates were this year for TV advertising compared to other years. And what I did see is the fact that they went up a little bit, but they didn't go up a lot because they got so much competition now. So
Yeah.
TV has a lot of competition, radio has a lot of competition. But I think TV
Don't
has more,
outprice yourself.
huh?
Don't outprice yourself.
No, you don't want to be the highest in all of everybody's platform. I almost said something different, but don't be the highest platform other than television because what they'll do is run those TV spots somewhere else. And I think too that a lot of the what you would call it channels, those streaming channels are starting to run their TV spots too. So yeah, so I know that's going to be a little bit different, but don't outprice yourself. You heard me? You heard me? Don't outprice yourself because you're going to be left holding the bag and it's empty.
Word up.
Word up.
He sitting there going, huh?
Humbra. Humbra. Mm-hmm.
My name Lil Dow, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah. There's a lot of people don't realize that people got choices these days. And streaming has evened the playing field because you can get Paramount streaming right now, like Paramount Plus. You can get them for like $65 and $75 a spot.
Wow.
And it'll be on everybody's platform. And you'll be sitting back going like, well, didn't you want this TV channel? Like, nope, I got 10 of them. So that's what I'm just saying. But here's the question when we start talking to politics. Are you believing what they're saying? If they're talking about what they're going to do you believe what they're saying?
How can I put it politically?
Huh?
How can I put it politically? Make it politically correct.
Oh, you want me to answer for you?
How can?
Hell no.
Okay.
So
You know me.
I'm having a little problem with anticipating what folks are going to say because they're not saying anything different. That's number one.
We've
Then
heard the
number
same
two,
thing over and
those
over.
folks that have been a part of the problem, and I ain't calling no names, but you can guess who I'm talking about. Those folks that have been in some type of political seat for the last 4, 8, 12 years, and you coming on television and telling everybody what you gonna do, I'm having a hard problem believing in you because you've been a part of the problem for the last 4, 8, or 12 years. You're part of the problem. You ain't changed a doo-doo squat then, but now you trying to come in and tell me you get ready to change how the way that things roll here now? Doo-doo squat.
Duty squat?
Doo-doo squat.
That's the word of the day?
Doo-doo squat.
Duty squat.
That's D-O-D-O squat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what that is, Galloway. What you say, boss? Galloway. Galloway there?
Yeah, good
There
afternoon,
you
Brother
go.
Gerard.
There you go. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Hey, I couldn't have put it no better. You said it right there, man.
Mm.
But I did see Brother Roy's campaign. Matter of fact, it was on your website. That's how I listen to y'all online, WBOK online.
Uh-huh.
And I read the article first because I tried to see what if the video gonna match what the journalist wrote. Kind of somewhat.
Mm.
But his campaign, it didn't, to me, he didn't throw any shots or came out fine. He just told the truth.
Right.
Helena Moreno was chaos. She fought with the mayor quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. He's telling what he's seen, like we all see. We know that lady stood against everything that Mayor Cantrell thought about standing for.
Mm-hmm.
Her, JP, Sidney Torres, Caruso, come on. It's kind of obvious. So I don't think the campaign was like the writer tried to make it like he calling shots, he calling her out, he coming out with fire. No, that was plain and true.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe what politicians say? I believe half of what they say and half of what I see from them because they hide a whole lot because money moves a lot of stuff. But today, you had a forum today down the New Orleans mayoral candidates to discuss the culture, arts, and policies. Guess who didn't show up for that?
Who?
Helena Moreno.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Talking about scheduling conflict. I watched the whole thing. They live streamed it. See, this is what I try to tell people, wake up. Helena Moreno, I guarantee you, because I was there, hadn't been to a Super Sunday probably since she was born.
Mm.
Guess where she was at this past Super Sunday?
Right in the middle
Up
of
there
it?
taking pictures. Right there taking pictures. But your influencers going to get mad at Royce for going to church and talking to congregation. But you ain't going to say nothing about this culture vulture going out to events that you know that she don't go to.
I was a little thrown off about that acting a fool in church and
That
saying
was
that
embarrassing.
and actually just taking that to another level in church.
And to me, I'm going to tell you why that clown did that. He did that because he knew Royce is running for office. This man stands up and even if he defends himself, the media would run crazy. Angry black man, out of control.
Mm-hmm.
How can he handle this if he can't handle a heckler? But you're so right, in church. But he did that because he knew that man was not going to say anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that church, I don't think he would have said anything. But when you run around with a camera and you make videos all day on Instagram, what do you expect from people?
Mm.
I do commend Royce, but I'm kind of embarrassed that church that did not. They knew what that man was doing.
I don't
ushers
think
was
that they
there.
knew what was going on because it looked like the word was going on at that time. But I know that Royce's brother was pretty pissed off. He was ready to handle it.
Yes, and now I wish he could have.
But they had to hold him down, from what I understand. I was not there.
Oh,
I'm only repeating what I heard. I heard that he was ready to handle business, but they had to hold him down.
man, but how can you sit there and call yourself an influencer and you going up in there to get a click and a like on Instagram? I don't get that. You're not helping anybody. What that man said to that man in front of his wife, I ain't gonna lie, Royce is a way better man than me. It made me respect him more. I wish more would have been done, but I respect him more. Because if you say some of that stuff in front of my wife, and I've been married 28 years, you say some stuff like that, she gonna give me that look like Jada gave Will Smith. You better handle this. And you know what happened to Chris Rock when Jada gave Will Smith that look, don't you?
You need to keep my wife's name out your mouth.
There you go. That's me. That's me. I couldn't have done that. I had to watch that video twice because I was like, this got to be AI. There's no way somebody's doing this. And then when he was leaving, then he started talking real loud. For what, man? You got your point across. Now you got to make another scene?
Mm-hmm.
But for what? But like a lot of folks said, you won't run up in Helena Moreno's church and do that to her. Think about that.
Nope.
Go. So you want to embarrass this man or try to embarrass this man in front of your followers, and you know the media picks stuff up like this.
Mm-hmm.
They really didn't care that he did it. They wanted to laugh at it and basically say, look at him, out of control. We would never do nothing like that. That's how they think.
Mm.
You know, when you got fools, that's what I call them, a fool. Because only a fool would have that type of mentality. If I got an issue or problem with you and you don't want to talk to me, we done. You need my vote. Think about that. Royce needs his vote. So why would you sit there and do that to that man?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really is questioning this man's sanity. Hey, I served 20 years in the military. They had a place called the third floor, called a padded room.
That's
You
for
got-
the crazy folks.
Yeah, they give you a straight jacket, and when you walk up in there, it's like an air balloon.
But then
You get the
they had the same thing at Charity.
They did.
Yeah, they had the third floor at Charity.
Open it back up.
I don't even know why they shut. I don't even know why they shut it down in the first place. But now I think I'm kind of feeling like there's something going on because they done sold it or trying to get two lane.
They sold it for what, $20 million or something like that? Or they gonna do a $20 million investment, something like that along those lines.
They voted to do it. I was like, wait a minute, for a $655 million investment.
Yeah, that's what it was, 655. I know it was something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that's about to. You know what's about to come, right?
What's
those
that?
high-end condos.
I don't know now because
you
know they still got those high-end condos in New Orleans, and what they found out is that they're not selling.
Hey, do you realize how much the medium salary in New Orleans is?
30-some thousand, maybe.
Thank you. So trust me, this like I tell folks, this ain't Austin where these folks come down here and you get these 21-year-old tech guys that come in making $80,000-$90,000, and then they go down there and buy one of those condos overlooking the skyline, looking downtown Austin for $250,000 for 2 bedrooms, and they go buy. I say $250,000 for a 2-bedroom condo.
Yep.
That's what the real estate market is around here.
And you know what they could have bought for that inside of anybody's neighborhood.
Yep. I'm telling you, they trying to offer this black man $18 million. I mean, not 18, $8 million. If you see this little property that he has here, it's a barbecue joint. If you see how small it is, but they want it so bad, they said they tried to give him 8. He told them give him 18. He got grandkids. They ain't been back since then. So he said he ain't selling for no $8 million because he know what's about to happen. They're gonna take that area. They're gonna build either one big condo or a bunch of little condos.
Yep.
That's what they do around here. And they force like I say, the property tax is just such a scam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling people, I pay more for property taxes than some people pay for their damn car notes a year.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man.
That is true.
I'm telling you, my property taxes started off at $10,000. I said, wait a minute. What am I paying $10,000 on a piece of land that I own?
Wait a minute, your property taxes were $10,000?
Oh yeah, Austin, that's normal. They told me that was normal. It's cheap. That's what they tell you.
Okay, that's what they tell you.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's a good price. I said $10,000. I said, man, come on, man. I said for this, I only got a quarter of an acre backyard.
Right.
So basically, for a quarter of an acre backyard, that's basically what because the house, I got 4 years left on this mortgage. So I've been living in this house, 13 years, and I took out a 30-year mortgage, but I paid the mortgage twice a month. So I'm down to like 4 years left. And these folks, man, trust me, the dudes, he keep trying to tell me, I can buy your house cash, $500,000. So you know what I told him? Give me $5 million. So
there you go.
They give me, hey, if you wanted that bad, you're gonna give me that $5 million. If not, I'm gonna do just like everybody else. I'm going to pay it off and have somebody else paying this mortgage to buy me another home. How about that?
And
But
if
that's
you paying
Brother
a
Gerard,
mortgage,
thank you
if
for
you
taking my
paying a
call.
mortgage twice a month, then yeah, you done kicked it down to to just from 30 years to 15.
Yeah, I only got 4 years left. Yeah, so that's one of the sacrifices that I was able to do. Like, we only have one child. He went to school on my GI Bill, so now you ain't got no college debt. You got paid every month for going to school. Don't bring your behind back home. I'll wait on the grandchildren to come. Until then, you and that girl, y'all go live in, I don't care where. Don't bring y'all behind back here.
There you go.
Yeah, all right, you have a good one, Brother Gerard.
All right, there, Galloway. Appreciate you, my friend.
All right.
Talk to you in a minute. All right, we got to take the break, y'all. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Have some more conversation with just a minute. Everybody hold tight.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Tired of the impersonal one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you on a Tuesday. Today Tuesday, right? Yeah. Why am I having a problem remembering what day it is?
Just associate tacos with it.
That's what I had for lunch today.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday, Pablo. Let me stop. That sounded really racist. What's wrong with you, Felipe?
Felipe?
Yeah, you Felipe.
Nah, I'm Juan.
I'm sorry, Juan.
There you go, Juan. There you go.
Wannabe. Da-da-da-da.
Juan-D's.
Got it? Wannabe. Juan-D's.
That's it messing with you.
Oh, bro, you know, you saw me look over here. I thought somebody was knocking on the wall, on the door over there. Boy, don't play. I was about to get out of here and be like looking for ice up in here. Yes, indeed. So I gotta get serious a little bit today because I gotta find out what people are thinking and do we care? I'm trying to figure out why everybody is. Why is everybody so interested in if Trump was a part of this Epstein birthday book with that letter of the so-called naked woman and his signature on it? Are you really interested in that? I'm trying to figure out who is, because it looks like the rest of the world is like going ham about this. I'm thinking to myself, I really don't care. We already know he pervert. Don't we know he already a pervert? Why is everybody having a problem to see if he was a part of the Epstein friend, the birthday, that letter with the naked woman that he signed.
With the moobs?
Huh?
The man boobs on it?
Is it the man boobs? That's what we call them? Yeah,
Boobs.
right. And then he signed his name in the pelvis area. What do you care?
No, I don't care. I'm going to tell you, Gerard, I think instead of worrying about that, it's almost a year is out, and Democrats don't have a candidate for president for the next 3 years.
Right.
That's what
I'm
you
trying
need
to
to be
figure
worried.
out who really gives a boo about
Well,
that.
Gavin Newsom needs to. He's obviously going to be the one, but he needs to go on and start putting himself out there for the candidacy.
I don't know. You know why? This is what I found out
Him
about
or the
people.
black. I can't remember the black guy that held the marathon. What you call it that night?
Nah, I don't think he's a candidate.
You don't him? You don't think
Talking
so?
about from New Jersey?
Jeffers.
Yeah, from New Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a candidate.
You don't think he's a good candidate?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
This boy in back here saying he's loco.
Nah, I think next thing for him probably would be governor.
Yeah, maybe.
For New Jersey. I heard you, bro. I know. Turn his mic off.
My cousin has a screw loose somewhere, bro.
Zero. Zilch. But I'm thinking to myself, if I had to figure out, is this something that anybody really gives a damn about? And that is Trump being a part of that Epstein birthday book letter, and everybody's calling it, oh my God. If they find out, I'm gonna say this, y'all gonna agree with me on this. Now check this part out. How about if they find out that Trump is a part and he wrote that letter for the Epstein birthday list, and he came out and said, yeah, I did it, da-da-da. Do you think that there would be backlash because he was a part of it? I don't. I think that they forgive him and move on. All he got to say is, I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's move forward. I don't think they would care anyway. And by the way, you're talking about Cory Booker. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Cory Booker. Yeah.
You think he's a candidate for president?
I think so, man. After listening to him when he held that marathon?
Nah. I don't. I mean, I know Cory Booker. I think he's a very good statesman. I think that he's eloquent in his speeches. He stood there and he did a great job with filibustering.
Right.
And to me, he's been in the Senate now for a good number of years. But as a Democrat leader, where are you?
I would love for him to get in there just to beat Trump so Trump would lose his mind.
But listen to me. As a Democrat leader, where are you? Because you're in the fold. You're in the fold of things. What are you doing as a Democrat leader? Nothing. Now, I think the Democratic Party has got to get itself in order before there is a person that they can find to move up to that level of Democrat. That's the leader. The only two that I see is the governor of Maryland and the governor of California. I do think, now, again, I get in trouble when I say these things, but I'll do it this time. I do think that Shapiro is a good candidate. Shapiro is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's the governor of Pennsylvania. I think Shapiro is a good one, but I think that everybody's got to follow him. Now, the question will be, as it comes down to religion, race, or whatever, is Shapiro going to go under any type of scrutiny because he's Jewish? And I know that's a bad thing to have to say is when you're talking about politics. But is it a bad choice for a candidate when you're leading the way? Who's going to be after him? Will it be the Palestinians? Because now you're looking at places like You got places up north that have pockets of Palestinians in a neighborhood of about 600. Would they vote for somebody that's Jewish or Israel, or from Israel? That's the question. Piper.
Hey, what's going on, brothers?
How you doing?
Doing well. I'm gonna pick up where you left off.
Okay.
No, I do not think voters will vote for a Jewish candidate, president of the United States, because of what's going on right now
in
with,
Israel,
with
and the Gaza Strip.
And I'll say, and that's why not. Governor Westmoreland from Maryland, not a candidate.
Black?
The Democratic Party has proven after you had a great run with President Obama, you're not going to get a minority. You're not going to get a black man, black woman, or woman, period, from Democratic Party. White women don't vote for white women, and increasingly black men have strayed away because this old misogyny and macho thing that they believe Trump has. So in my belief, Trump is just a coward. He knows what's behind him to protect him, so he can be the bully.
Will white folks ever vote for another black man?
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I think.
But I want you to answer something for me, though, Piper. What did Barack Obama have as a black man that turned the whole world upside down for white people, black people, and any other nation or any other racial ethnicity to vote for him?
And I think at the time it was he was just this, and for lack of a better term, he was this strange commodity, and ideally caught a lot of people off guard. So after and he had and keep in mind he was elected twice. He was elected then reelected.
Mm-hmm.
So he had that following behind him. But then after that, there was this big push to, and they came after everything black, and then even black people started shying away. You look at there were people who were running, even blacks, Democrats who were running that shied away from him during their reelection campaigns or their campaigns during his second term. Now he was elected twice, but you still had people shy away from him, and the guy did nothing wrong. Even like, hey, well, he hasn't done anything for black people. He did things. He's not. And the bad part about Democrats as a whole, their messaging is horrible. But he did things, but he's not going to come out and say this is specifically for black people. We did some things, but Democratic Party's message is wrong. But this is just Alan Piper speaking. I don't think this country will allow, even Democrats will vote for another person of color. That's just not right now.
You don't even think Democrats will?
I don't think so. I mean, it's proof's in the pudding. Look how many sat at home for VP Harris. And just sat home. We're not going to go vote for Trump, but we're just not going to vote at all.
Well, we've never had a woman other than when Al Gore, not Al Gore, but the president at that time picked his own vice president. It was not like she was elected to the position; she was chosen.
She's picked,
So that was big time. Then
you look at from when Biden when Biden the turnout from Hillary Clinton to Biden, how it increased. And then how it decreased the next election. Just Democrat turnout. Just the Democrat turnout. So and what it is with Democrats, I have no idea. That's something that has to, as an organization, they have to figure out how to mobilize their people. Because anytime you can get people who say, hey, I don't care about my guy, he's my guy. I don't care what he did. He'll give me this one thing, and I'll ride with this one thing. I don't care about the rest of it.
But why are black men wishy-washy when it comes to voting for other black folks for positions, but will jump on the bandwagon when it's another white person or Republican?
And I'll say a lot of, and especially younger black men, and I can just speak for the young men in my family, because I have the conversation. It's the images they see. They're whatever is the hot thing on social media, they're gonna roll with, true or false.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of things where we have to break down on what's true and what's false. Because anybody can get on anywhere on a site and say something,
right?
And you got a lot of young cats take it as gospel, and especially if I come off as tough or hard, instead of just giving you the truth, give you the good, God's honest truth. Hey, this is how we're going to do things. This is what we've done for you. Or I can come out and just denigrate people, and just be this tough guy, and then that's what we look at.
Yeah.
Let's be the tough guy. Let's be the tough guy. He's going to be tough. He's going to fight for us, and no, he's not fighting for you. He's fighting against you. He's going to use you to get to the position to fight against you.
All right, Piper, I got to run. My news get ready to come on, but I appreciate you, my friend. All right, talk to you in a minute. News is next, folks.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams is brushing off reports he'll quit the mayor's race.
Next question.
Adams says he's staying in as an independent despite rumors of a Trump administration job offer. Trump has urged Adams and Republican Curtis Sleewood to drop out to boost Andrew Cuomo against frontrunners Aram Mamdani. A black Minnesota man is free after 27 years for a murder he didn't commit. Brian Hooper was sentenced to life in 1998, but the key witness recently confessed to the crime. Hooper, now 54, walked out of Stillwater Prison to reunite with his children. And rapper Young Thug is apologizing to girlfriend Mariah the Scientist after leaked jail calls revealed he was unfaithful. The private conversations, now public, sparked social media buzz. Thug posted on X saying he's sorry and willing to do anything to make the relationship work. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. My number, 504-582-9422, to get in on the conversation. Thanks for holding, George.
Man, how y'all doing, bro?
Good. How you doing?
How many black men voted for Donald Trump, bro, realistically?
I don't have the number. I can look it up for you real quick.
Look it up right quick, bro.
All right, what's your point? What's your point?
Well, my point is, we know that Donald Trump captured a percentage of black men's vote, and we know that, for me, Kamala's era was she did not address poor people. She just kept addressing middle class, and she left one of her biggest resources out there is in Reverend Dr. Barber, as far as speaking to poor people. That was the flaw in her campaign. And that's because they, upper crust, higher income earning, well-educated, they left out the poor people in the conversation.
So it's saying right here that 78% of the black men in America voted for Kamala Harris. But it was 2 points down from the last election. So
right. So it wasn't going to
80%
capture.
voted for the Democrat in the race, which was Biden. And 78% of the black men in America voted for Harris. So if you had to look at the 80% for Biden and the 78% for Harris, you're talking about a loss of 2% that may have voted for Trump.
Right. And I don't think that's going to add up to 1 million votes, bro.
Why not?
Because there's only that on a good day, 20 million black people in America. Half of them ain't men.
Yeah. So you're talking about 13% of America's population is black.
Yeah. So that 2% wasn't going to move her neither one way or the other.
Okay.
Right. It would have maybe shrunk her margins a little bit, but the people she left out of her campaign was talking to poor people, poor black people. You know, she left that conversation was a blur in her campaign. It was a tragedy that they didn't, like I said, use that weapon. Who had the poor people campaign, she would have captured black and white votes.
So what we had done in any of the races is have a conversation with needy America, that those folks that don't have. We have not had a conversation directly to them. And I would even say to black folks, we have not had a direct conversation to African Americans in any race. We usually end up being the catch-up. When we seem to be losing, we then start talking to the minority numbers so that we can get them to go to the polls.
Try to capture the vote, but you know, like I said, for me, that was the error. The forced error on her part, was not bringing in the people to speak directly to poor people to give them the impetus they need.
Why does your comparison have to be black men to black men? Because black men are not the only poor folks in America.
Well, that's why I speak to Dr. Barber, because his organization is not just black men. His organization of 20 million people, right, are poor people, white, black, and whoever, people who are in his organization.
Okay.
People who belong to his organization.
So the question is, and as we run in these polls here, you're giving me numbers on somebody that's part of an organization, probably part of a movement. Did that movement work in that number that you're talking about? And how many of those folks that 20 million really got out there and voted?
That's the question. How many of them did you leave on the sidelines by not addressing them?
Then if you really can't give me the number, then that doesn't necessarily mean that 20 million folks went out there and voted for anybody.
Okay,
right?
So you doing the lookup. See how many people set out the race.
Why are you trying to give me work to do? Why didn't you do all the work before you called me?
I was trying to go on my computer while you were on break, and I wasn't that fast enough to ask my chat guy to answer my question.
What you got, a Tonka toy?
I missed my opportunity for research.
You got a Tonka toy or something back there. You playing with, what you got, a Betamax?
I got chat, bruh, on my Microsoft, bruh. My guy, Copilot. He talked to me.
You got a Betamax.
I'm Copilot.
That's what you got. You got a beta. Mm-hmm.
He told me I'm Copilot. You ask me anything you want, George. I got your back, bruh.
So you want to know how many people didn't vote?
Yeah, because that's what we're talking statistically, the people who set out. Not the people, the drug heads that Trump went and got using the Dope Boy Network, Rogan, Jeff Rogan, or whatever his name is, you know what I'm saying, who sat there and got high with Elon while they were on broadcast. You know what I'm saying?
No, I really don't.
The people she left who lived in their mama basements, that's the people he went out and appealed to. And it's the same people she left out. And I'm not even trying to rehash her campaign, because that was just miserable to watch for me over and over and over again, and never hear her talk about the poor people. I only talk about the rising of the middle class.
Okay.
She left out too much information that could have helped her campaign. But anyway, we're talking about the next president of the United States of America. And if anybody overlooked Mr. Westmoreland, you are sorry, sad, and misunderstanding of a veteran, a decorated veteran who is having a successful governorship and having success with minorities in his state, and everybody loves him.
Right,
so if you're not looking at him, you are. If you're not counting him as being the next possibility, you still doing statistics from 1996.
Not necessarily, because if I look at a different state like Louisiana, his statistics does not count for all of the folks. And let me tell you why. First thing you got to remember is that the state of Louisiana is not really a red state, but it's considered one by pollers. And the reason that it is because of the fact that we have more people that vote Republican than we do Democrat. Now, the question has been, hold on, let me finish answering your question.
That quote all the time.
Let me finish your question.
Go on.
The other part of that is the state of Louisiana has more Democrats than it does Republicans. We have over 1 million Democrats, but only 900,000 Republicans. The possibilities are You have what they call the blue dog Democrats that sit on the line and are more conservative than they are Democratic and liberal. Then the other part of that, you have those that pretend that they're Democrats altogether, but they're really Republicans because of their constituency. So they take up those Democratic seats, but they are really Republicans voting with the Republicans. And the last part of this, we don't have enough minorities in the state of Louisiana in the legislature, either the House nor the Senate, to get a liberal look at all the issues that are coming up in the first place. They are gentrifying all the areas, just like you heard a lot. So they're taking the areas that have more minorities and hooking them up with those that don't have enough minorities, and we let it happen. Why? Why do we let it happen?
Economics, bro. We can't stop economics.
It's not economics. It's called dumbnomics. We dumb as hell if we gonna let somebody sit up there and take the vote. We ain't got nothing else. Why ain't you voting?
Because these kids and a whole lot of grown-ups too believe the lie that your vote doesn't matter. You know, if that's all you got, and you telling people that it don't matter, and you start cementing that in your community, then you take away whatever little bit of leverage you got. And that's kind of like the sad part about it for us is I hear from people who I love and respect them dearly, but when they start telling people their vote don't matter, then I'm like, because nothing else you do gonna matter, for real. And I'm about some carry my gun kind of guy.
What?
You know what I'm saying? I'm about home rule and defense. But if you take away that part of your constitutional right, you leave yourself out there hungry.
Yeah. Ain't that what we doing?
Huh?
Ain't that what we doing though?
But that's what we doing. But that's part of we got to start telling
and the reason
people,
I'm asking you that is because why are we talking in past tense like it was? This is.
That's what it is. Yeah, it is. I told you about the story about the young lady I was taking to work, and the day after the governor's race, I asked if she voted, and she asked me, was there an election? Now, she doing everything she can do to get to her job to maintain herself, but she asked me, there was an election? I'm like, I was flabbergasted.
But you got to remember something. The only time that we had clarity as far as an election is concerned is when we had the entertainers that were getting together, that were getting on television and radio. And all of this was headed up by Madonna, of all people, when she did that campaign called Rock the Vote. That's the only time that we really had clarity. We haven't been together since then.
Oh, man, I ain't fighting that conversation, bro. I'm just saying part of the misimpression is that you got people who out here think their vote don't matter. They got people out here who think they shouldn't be voting. And we know this is a common thing now. It's a common part of our everyday conversation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let's take a national conversation to a local conversation. It looks like, and I'm not, I don't have any comments about the candidates themselves, but in the mayor's race, it looks like the front runner is not an African American in an 80% African American city. That's what it looks like. Why is that?
Have you seen her commercial?
Why is that though?
She got a whole lot of African Americans out there front mouthpieces.
But why is that? Why is that? Is it because of her record?
I'm like that the woman who talk about Moreno got them $35 million for their home.
Listen to me. Why is that? I'm asking you a question. I already seen the commercials, what you're talking about, but why is that?
So the question you asking me is why we got all these black people standing up for this white person?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Bro, you know they're all trying. The people who were talking either got paid or think they got paid because of this person, or they trying to curry favor, bro. And they all, and especially black people who have the insight, intellect, attorneys. I ain't gonna call nobody by name. Who coming out here making these last ditch efforts for this white person. They just trying to step in line to line their pockets because it surely can't have the interest of their people at heart. Surely can't. Because they're already telling you her husband is a MAGA.
Is what?
They're telling you that. That's part of the understanding conversation.
Oh, that's a Republican.
And still,
you said a MAGA.
they find their way, huh?
I was like, well, what? You said MAGA. I was like, well, Republican. That's what you're trying to say, right?
MAGA. No, the Republican Party don't exist no more. That's why your governor said you can't go register as an independent. That goes into that 90 million and 900,000. Who's a Democrat? Who's a Republican? That's why your governor said you can't go register independent no more. He's trying to flush all that out in hard numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So, why are these black people stepping up for this woman, bro? It's all honest because they're trying to curry political favor.
Mm.
They know they are some of them people who do these commercials already seen these messages Gary Chain was sent out concerning her and her campaign manager, talking about putting race into the conversation, and their dirty hands already ain't nobody bringing her to task for having those kind of messages. So these people who have been in the political system already know what the dirt is, and they still going for it. I just count them.
So let me ask you a question. I hear you with all that, but let me ask you a question. And this will make you say, all right, G, talk to you later, and hang the phone up after I ask you this question.
Okay, let me prepare myself then. Hold on.
You ready?
Before you ask this question.
You ready?
If you wait. If you ain't listening to WBOK,
please don't do that right now. No, Lord Jesus. Here you go.
Up front with Jazz with Wick on the backboard, I'm gonna fool around and miss out on some black facts I need to know. All right, now ask your question.
All right, let's take a look at one candidate only. I'm not looking at anybody else. How long Helena Moreno has been in office?
Too long.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I mean, seriously, how many years?
I think it's about 8 years she's been in office now.
In that seat, right? All right.
Yeah.
And
a black man seat at that.
And where at?
Say what?
She's been the candidate in that seat for 8 years, right?
Right.
Okay. Then she's done a term as the representative as a state legislature. And the seat that was organized and put together for Dr. Avery Alexander for the representation of black people, right?
Okay.
So you're talking about at least 12 years.
All right.
And my question to you is, at what point in time has anybody black, or what organization that's basically for black people, put together by black people, ever held her accountable for black representation? Not legislation, but black representation.
Because that was all destroyed after Katrina.
No, it wasn't. What organization?
Our power base was destroyed after Katrina, and I don't think there's any real organizations out here left. And I know some of them people are going to be humping and pumping about, I belong to so. No, because if they were, I would be hearing from them off campaign season, and I would be hearing from them during campaign season.
That's not true.
That's
not true. Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
You will.
No, you wouldn't, because we have organizations now that could do that. My question to you again. I'm gonna ask you again. I'm making you think.
Right.
I know you're trying to answer, and I ain't trying to pick on you, but I'm trying to figure out what organizations usually hold people accountable for their representation of African Americans. What organizations?
Man, don't make me say the Louisiana State Democratic Party. Now, I know that ain't what you're looking for.
No, I'm just asking you, what organizations?
And all right, I gotta say to my ignorance, bro, I'm not familiar with any new organizations that's out there now.
Okay,
what's the old ones? I have not been invested.
All right, what's the old ones?
Bold and the teachers union. See, that's why I said longshoremen. All of them people used to have a significant part.
Okay, they still up.
Yeah, but they ain't significant no more. You go out to the waterfront or you go to a school, them teacher unions don't belong. They dissolve.
All right, what about AFL-CIO?
Them people should be interested in Louisiana.
All right, what about UTNO? What about UTNO?
They still around?
Mm-hmm. What about the teachers unions?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They still around? Who are they now?
All right. Yeah, they're all still around. All right. What about the Independent Women's Organization, IWO? They still around?
Now, the Independent Women Organization, I understand, is still stomping on some dirt. But the problem is if you don't get no media time anymore, or you're not creating big enough events to create media around yourself,
all right.
and that's what
I don't
they're
need
not
that
doing.
explanation about them. I know who they are. I understand what they do. But I'm asking you, what organizations are still around that can hold people credible?
I'm looking online to see if anybody gonna help me out here.
So I'm asking you that for a reason, Jordan. I really am not picking on you. I really am not picking on you. But it's actually something against the candidates more so than anything else. If none of these organizations that we're naming, you and me, you said UTNO, NAACP, all these different organizations are not holding these folks accountable on their record or their future record, then why are they all showing up for these meetings to do forums?
Bruh, that's just general plurality they're doing now, man. Because they're not outreaching into the community, and that's where they have lost effectiveness. Not only just in their own community as members and organizers of their own community, but they just done lost effectiveness within the entire black community.
So what they organize?
They can organize because they got a 401c3.
I'm not asking you what they can do, George. You keep me getting me lost. I'm actually asking you, what are they organizing? I'm not talking about what they can do. There's a whole lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I'm asking you, what did they organize?
They organized nothing.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
That's the only answer I can give you.
All right.
Because I ain't received one letter, one email, nothing from any of them.
All right. I appreciate you, dog. Thank you much.
Bro, y'all keep doing what you do, bro. That's why I listen for the black facts, and I'm sorry I couldn't hammer down your question, bro.
We got to roll. I appreciate you, George.
I know somebody waiting online.
All right. More coming up, y'all. We got to take a break.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. Sports franchise valuations are skyrocketing and garnering a lot of attention from investors. Nicole Pullen-Ross is one of the highest-ranking black women on Wall Street, and she's head of sports and entertainment solutions at Goldman Sachs. And she spoke to Bloomberg about the different investors she works with in sports.
Some of our clients who are long-term investors in the space have been investing as a private family for generations. And those families have really leaned in mostly around passion. And we're seeing them look not only to the sport that they may have started with, but look at multiple sports, potentially in a same city or potentially across the world. And we see new investors who are trying to put a toe in the water.
A lot of these new investors are coming from private equity. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Tired of the impersonal one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
New Orleans is stuck. We've got a cost of living crisis, and the same old politicians are out here asking for our vote. I'm Pastor Gregory Manning, and I'm running for City Council at large in Division 2 to bring the power of the people back to City Hall. Together, we can fight for affordable housing, bring down high utility bills, fix our streets, and put people before profit. On October the 11th, we'll get New Orleans unstuck by voting for Pastor Gregory Manning for City Council at large in Division 2. My ballot number is number 32, paid for by Friends of Gregory Manning.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Tuesday afternoon, Gerard Stevens with you. The number is 504-582-9422. Miss Ashana. Ashana?
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I'd be better if everything wasn't so crazy around these politics and what's coming down here.
Yeah, it gets crazy about this time, but I guess we should all expect it. It's gonna get a little bit. I think it's gonna get a little bit more crazier, because I don't know what's crazier, the politics or the folks that's associated with the politics.
Well, I mean, to me, like I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like New Orleans too much rely on other people to do their homework, and they kind of trust the talking heads. And I think you have to pay attention to politics. If you understand that, like, Helena Moreno has been running for mayor for the last 3 years, of course she's going to answer the call to any influencer or, or organizer or person who deals with a lot of people in the community because she wants to have a good name, But you also have to look at all of the people backing the same people who's sitting at the table and understand what's at the table. Because I'm telling people for this election, it's not even who I like. It's who is going to hold off the people from coming to consume us. Because when Trump's big, beautiful bill hits the SNAP program in 2 years, a lot of these small parishes are agricultural, like Sugar Land, Louisiana. They depend on the SNAP program and the agricultural program that's connected to it to make their money. When they can't make their money like that, the only people who are going to be making money, and we're not going to be making as much because the whole country going to be in a Great Depression.
Right.
But we will be making money because of international tourism, right?
Mm-hmm.
All those parishes are going to come for us. They already taken a big chunk of our tax base, but they're going to come for even more of it. Whoever is mayor at the time has to make political enemies with everybody to save us. They have to nail themselves to the cross and attempt actually kill their political career to save us.
All right,
and
so
the question
Mr.
is,
Shawna,
who's most likely to do that?
You ready for your trial test too? I gave George his. You ready for yours?
Oh yeah.
I know you're ready. All right, so I agree with you on the depending on New Orleans in a lot of the different agricultural, also as far as the culture is concerned, that too, and tourism. So nobody picked up the phone and said, baby, honey, let's go. Let's go to Jefferson Parish for our vacation. And that's no disrespect to Jefferson Parish. It's just the culture of Louisiana is in New Orleans, and that's what everybody want to come to, right?
Right.
So other parishes depend upon the dollars that come to Louisiana, not just New Orleans, but we are, I think, the favor of folks that do come here. They want to come to New Orleans first. So my question has been, at what point do we have somebody other than those that favor tourism or the industry of culinary, who invents the next high-paying dollar job here, and how do you make that go through and stick to make somebody concentrate on it? Who does that?
I don't think that. So first of all, let me say this. I'm gonna say this. What I realize is three things. A lot of times, the reason New Orleanians do not have money is not and not generating a lot of money is simply because we allow people to steal our money. Mm-hmm. It's not because we don't have it. So one of the conversations I had with one of the people who is running for mayor right now a long time ago is what happens to our money? Actually the question to him was, well, how does New Orleans get money to fix our streets, have our infrastructure, have minimum wage go up in a city of New Orleans where it can compete with other places? Because I went to Maryland, and the maids in Maryland were making $25 an hour, and yet the maids in New Orleans were making $8 at the time. Right. And I'm like, that's crazy because they have more volume in New Orleans.
So the person here, that really set the standard on how you get your streets fixed, how you get certain things done. And I know the folks don't want me to give her no credit, but it was actually Mayor Cantrell, because her area, which is that Broadmoor area, wanted to have its own shopping center, but to do that, they created an extra cent tax district for her to be able to say, hey, we're going to have this area where folks can go shopping. We're going to do this so she was the head of the Broadmoor Association at that time. So they created a 1 penny tax for anybody that wanted to shop in that area. And that money ended up being, I think, my personal belief. I can't tell you because I don't have my hand in nobody's pocket, but I think it was more to sustain the area during bad times as well as good.
And I agree with you, but I was going to say that we don't need to have a tax. All we need to do, first of all, our charter was rewritten in 1966 to take more of our tax base to help fix up, I forgot which parish. I want to say it was Ascension, but I'm not sure. Somebody would have to look it up. Mm-hmm. So they're taking more tax base from the ones than they're supposed to.
Well,
that was supposed to be temporary.
They always, I don't know if you remember, but we had the toll on the West Bank to the East Bank, and we paid, what, $1? And if you had a double truck, you had $2 that you had to pay every time you crossed the bridge. And when they did the investigation, they found out that the dollars that they were collecting, that was going to Lake Charles.
So my point being is that because of how much they said, they estimate New Orleans generates between $3 and $7 billion in taxes every year. Like during Super Bowls and stuff, it goes up to 15, 20, whatever. The point being is that we have more than enough money if we kept the majority of our tax base, which any mayor or city council could build a good case for it, saying that we have to repair our infrastructure because we are the people that generate the culture that people come to see. Nobody's coming from Japan to go to Jefferson Parish. Right. Nobody's coming from Japan to go to Ascension Parish. They're all coming here, and they're not just coming for what people like to call Disneyland New Orleans. They're coming for this authentic, welcoming culture that
they want the culture. They want the culture of black people.
Black residents generate, right? Mm-hmm. By speaking to people, letting people know where they at, being just friendly and caring. But if you starve people out, they're gonna just start robbing people because they're not gonna starve for anybody, as they shouldn't.
So,
especially if they're generating the money.
So one of the things that you're talking about, and I know this for a fact because I actually worked for a couple of officials in other places as well. I don't like to tell that story because when I tell people that story, they'd be like, "What?" But I'll leave that alone. But I saw how they generate dollars for infrastructure, which includes the roads. They do it here, but they only do it. It looks like only do it. I'm gonna just say it that way. It looks like the only time they do it is when they do it on a federal level. When we need our streets fixed, you look up and you see a sign that's been placed in the neutral ground, a median, whichever one you prefer, and it usually gives you a breakdown of the dollars that were collected from taxes to let you know this is the amount of dollars that they're putting into this road to get it fixed. And I'm like, why aren't we doing that too for local streets, that a sales tax for anything that comes into the city, a portion of that should go into fixing the streets. If I live in here, and we don't do it, so we end up with all this money sitting aside, and then we wait until the prices or inflation hits us, and then we can't afford it. So what we got? Potholes and streets.
But then the other part of that is that if we kept, which we should just keep more of our tax base, because anyway, but also like we generate enough money where we could we could raise minimum wage for the city of New Orleans.
Yes.
The city could subsidize small businesses to be able to pay it, because I know a lot of them going to cry poor. We literally generate the money to do this, but we also have to start setting cultural boundaries, because our culture, Black culture, but let's focus in on New Orleans culture, is the only thing that's served up for free,
but
right?
Ashana,
and it's
what
not
the problem
free.
is we have people that are in poverty that are not the smartest when it comes to breaking down your economics. There's a lot of stuff could happen in this city that we would not be in a poor situation as far as our culture is concerned. Anybody that tells me that a household in New Orleans only brings in $30,000 or $32,000 a year, we're in some bad shape.
No, we're in a serious bad shape. But not only that, but if you look at the difference between white households in New Orleans and Black, there's like a $50,000 to $60,000 gap. So we know racism is actively happening.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing: all of my years in doing advocacy and workshops, facilitation, program creation, they would literally fly young white people down who would sit down then with local Black leaders, pick their brain to get their ideas, and then sell it back to other Black people. But that whole thing with white people, ice is colder. Like the brain, they was talking about they were bringing all this brain power to New Orleans. No, what it was a brain drain a lot of times of local brilliant people. But the fact that we as Black people have made most of the inventions in this country, have created all of the music genres, which I didn't know it was all of them, because I literally used to do a workshop on understanding biases in Black people and Black theory and that kind of stuff, and did not realize that we created all of it. Like I used to say, well, punk rock and bagpipes belongs to white people. Turns out a Black man named Death out of Detroit created punk rock. Turns out the grandmother of grunge is a Black woman named Tina Marie Bell. Like every genre of music.
And she played guitar.
Right.
Yep.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame started letting Black people in. Why do we let them play in our face? My whole thing is, if Black people just stop, say, you know what, you're not going to respect this, you can't have it. We're not showing up to anything. We're not giving kudos to anything. We don't care if your white person starts rapping. We're not showing up to nothing. Because the second we say we're not doing that, that makes it uncool. The second we say no, absolutely not. No, you can't be in a second line club. No, you cannot. I'm sorry. This was created for a certain people because we were being oppressed for this and that. You can watch, just like you can't go be the Chinese dragon. You cannot go get in the Chinese dragon show. They're not going to allow it because it's disrespectful to their culture. You can watch it. You can take pictures of it.
But
there are ways you
do
can
think
partake.
that there is a learning curve here too on our side, and that has to do with, well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. That has to do with both sides. So you got the politics on one side, and you got the education part on the other side. We're just going to go to those two different. If somebody asked me to be on their political side as a candidate and said, these are the things we need to do for New Orleans, how are we going to get these jobs? The first thing that I would say to them is, you as the political person is supposed to have you're supposed to have some type of pulse on what's to come, what could possibly come, what companies are looking for, different types of businesses to put in different places. Because the first thing that they look for, Shauna, they look for people that can work in those businesses and be ready to go. How in the hell do we have 400 people working at a Hyundai plant in Georgia, and they just got put away because they working in they working in Georgia in the Hyundai plant, South Asians, and I'm looking around and saying to myself, because they had their workforce ready to go, they knew how they gonna put those cars together.
No, I think it's deeper than that, because what I saw a lot of is national talent searches for this national talent that was supposed to fix our schools and fix our city, right? And all they replaced it with was old-fashioned cronyism and racism. In fact, we have more segregation than we had pre-Katrina. We have a wider income gap. We have less Black businesses and less Black homes. With all of this pooling of brilliance that they poured into our city. I would challenge that by saying that a lot of it has to do with young white neoliberals really believing, have internalized our ignorance and non-capability, right? So a lot of them, they're not going to hire us. It doesn't matter how brilliant we are, because here's the thing. If I took a teenager, a black teenager with no manners, let's say he has no manners because he's been raising himself for the last whatever years, he's traumatized, whatever, and gave him a problem to solve and gave it to a young white Harvard student, and it was a real problem, not a theoretical problem, I guarantee you that teenager could figure it out quicker than that Harvard student. And I don't care which one. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because when you're growing up in poverty, in survival mode, and you are traumatized and you have all these issues, you have to think quickly on your feet. You're a natural problem solver. You have to deal with problems and solve problems that people who have been in these academic institutions and had tutors and all this have never had to deal with. So they can't even fathom real life situations. Your cousin had somebody trying to shoot him with a gun. Your auntie's about to have a baby. Your grandma just had her medication. There's not enough money to pay the electric. And how you going to figure all these things out and go to work and go to school? These kids do, and they do it on a daily basis. And so when we're asking people to solve the problems that impact poor people who have to do all these things, a lot of times we're asking people who can't even fathom those problems. They would shut down and get depressed and have to be institutionalized had they had to deal with it. So I think it's not the idea that we're not preparing them for respectability politics. But it's not even preparing them for real. It's preparing them to be acceptable by white people, right? Instead of us fighting to change the system and changing, okay, what does creativity look like? What does problem solving really look like? What we do is we try to put our children through a machine to make them sound and look and act like the people who never solved our problems in the first place.
There you go. Very good. Very good, young lady. I'm calling you young lady because I don't need to know how old you are. You putting truth to power. Why ain't you running for office?
Yeah,
Hello.
well, I mean, I'm not running for office because unfortunately I'm too poor and my mouth's too big, and I'm already simultaneously kind of blackballed. I mean, you know me. My name is Ashana Beagard.
That's
right?
okay.
I was a part of Erase the Board Coalition, all them different things. You know, we've been fighting the long fight for a long time. I've been fighting the long fight for a long time. Sit down and see your daddy come. Call him.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But you know, it's the why am I not running for office? Who's going to back me? Who wants to actually deal with the truth? Too many people have made too many alliances with too many powerful people who need the system to stay the way it is, right?
Right. And they'll fight you for it.
As soon as you start giving people real power, real critical thinking skills, real things to do, the power dynamic will change.
Yep.
If you hand the power to the people, then all the cronies I done spent all these years whining and dining, they become useless.
Yep.
People don't want to detach themselves from old power, and people do not understand what a dire situation New Orleans is in.
But a lot of folks don't understand the politics of the city because it usually is not the person that's in front that's running for office that's in charge. It's usually that person behind them. We call them we call them the what we call them, the shadow government. That's what we call them.
Right. And so I don't even think the shadow government understands that if you really dismantle and kick out most of the poor people and make it unlivable for them, that the tourism is going to start to dry up, but especially the international tourism, because they're not coming for Disneyland New Orleans anyway.
Nope.
And that they're going to start to lose money, that they're eating their own tail. They don't understand that.
If they want Disneyland, they go to Disneyland. So.
Yes, exactly. And why wouldn't I go to Disneyland where it gets cool at night instead of coming here when it only gets nighttime? The heat is still here.
Very good. Very good. Ashana, I got to take these other calls too, but you speaking truth to power.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was nice talking to you. Stay doing what you're doing. Thank you for the conversation.
All right. Talk to you soon. All right. Hey, Ron.
What's going on, my brother?
You the man.
I'm trying to be, man. You know, first shout out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Hippie Newton Gun Club. That sister just laid down the law. And, of course, being a part of the Erase the Board Coalition, you know, it's the reason why she can run, but like say, the people is not going to back her because, like she was explaining, certain people, and that might be some of our friends, family members, sorority members, fraternity brothers, church members, and et cetera, et cetera. They need the system to stay like it is because they what's the word I'm looking for? They get rich off the ignorance of the people.
Yeah, I profit off your ignorance.
There you go. And if the system change, it's going to put them out of business and expose, who they really are. That's why a lot of people are afraid of change because in some instances, change exposes certain people, which is why, to go back to your question, which you was asking my Uncle George, the reason why a whole lot of black people are supporting Helena is because they gonna profit off of it. When you look at the so-called leaders who were standing behind her, right? At the press conference where she just recently had or whenever it was, ask yourself what they did when they was in office. What did they do specifically for black people? Because it's really a shame that you have to, every time when it comes to us doing something specific for black people, oh no, we can't do nothing like that. But look what this orange man in office doing right now, and ain't nobody questioning nothing what he's doing. You dig? He's making sure he's taking care of his people and his business friends and everybody else. And what's crazy is that some of the people who we elected is going along with this rigmarole.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why a whole lot of people are not really engaged in voting, because some of us live in this fantasy bubble. Some of us have our head in the sand, but some of us understand reality and look at reality. Look at what's going on in our city. We just commemorated. I'm not going to say celebrated. We just commemorated 20 years after Hurricane America, aka Katrina, and also to point out more weak black leadership. William Bill Jefferson was in office at that time, right? The same William Bill Jefferson who could have said, get those police officers from off that bridge, who is stopping the people from coming from one side to get the air jails to take and find refuge and seek help. Did he do anything? The same Bill Jefferson that had the $90,000 in the freezer, who a lot of black people was behind, right? But like say, some of us, number one, we don't know who we are. So we identify with all type of things as well as people that we do not understand, because some of us can't stand or is too afraid to stand on our own because we don't want to take the criticisms. Look at what happened with Sherman Copeland. Soon as the white folks said he was bad, what some of them Negroes did. Oh, yeah, he's bad.
He's the boogeyman.
Thank you. And one more thing I'm going to say before I get up out of here. Again, we just commemorated 20 years of Katrina, but then when that snowstorm came here, we wasn't even prepared for that. It took, a couple of days, not even weeks, before things can get back popping.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why people are disengaged from this voting system.
Okay.
All right, my brother, you take it easy.
Always good, my brother. All right, more coming up. Cedric, hold on, we coming back. More coming up next, y'all.
AURN News.
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee just dropped another bombshell in the Jeffrey Epstein saga. A sexually suggestive letter from 2003 allegedly signed by Donald Trump for Epstein's 50th birthday. The letter, complete with a sketch of a woman's body, was included in a birthday album turned over by Epstein's estate. Analysts say the signature matches Trump's handwriting from that era. Now, the White House insists that it is a hoax. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt doubled down, saying Trump didn't draw the picture and he did not sign it. Trump has already filed a $10 billion lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal for linking him to the letter. But Democrats aren't letting up. They also released a photo of Epstein holding a $22,500 novelty check, joking about Trump, quote, buying a fully depreciated woman. The fight isn't just about who wrote what. This is about credibility, legacy, sexual assault, and who Americans will believe. For these stories and more, go to AURN.com or follow me across social media at Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In his ongoing obvious naked power grab, President Donald Trump signaled that he might deploy National Guard troops to New Orleans. After sending National Guard troops to Los Angeles, then Washington, D.C., The president told reporters during a recent White House news conference that he is now considering sending soldiers to Chicago or maybe New Orleans. To no one's surprise, Trump said Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry would welcome such a move. Of course, the governor is an unapologetic Trump disciple, a miniature authoritarian who no doubt has national political aspirations. Trump, our authoritarian-in-chief, began his controversial move to use the military for domestic purposes when he ordered military units to Los Angeles to put down a small protest about immigration. The governor of California and the mayor of Los Angeles condemned Trump's action as unnecessary, unwanted, and unrequested. Well, Trump poo-pooed the criticism and then doubled down on his apparent intent to militarize cities led by Democrats by deploying National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., citing a fictitious crime wave. But statistics show a major reduction in crime in the nation's capital. Meanwhile, a federal judge in San Francisco ruled that Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Los Angeles violated the law, stating the Guard performed law enforcement duties that are prohibited for the military. And against that backdrop, now comes talk from Trump about sending soldiers to Chicago and New Orleans, where crime is significantly reduced in both municipalities, specifically the Crescent City. It escapes no one that all of these cities have Democratic mayors, and all of them African American, and sans one are run by black women. Coincidence? Hell, I think not. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
What's the future for New Orleans? Will city services ever function efficiently? Our people need answers, not slogans. That's why the Nonpartisan City Services Coalition has asked the candidates for mayor how they plan to fix city government. Want to know what they said? Go to cityservicescoalition.com to see for yourself. It's time for action, not excuses. The next step is yours.
Paid for by the City Services Coalition.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Talk That. NOLA Education is all about awareness. Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross from New Schools for New Orleans, as I chat with Darren Jasper from Self NOLA and Nakia Simmons from Culver High School about the new Sped Teacher Fellowship. Tune in for Talk That this Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 1230 a.m.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, a few minutes here before we get ready to get out of here for Tuesday. Cedric, you've been holding, man. How you doing?
Hello.
What's going on with you?
The young brother Aaron is always exceptional. The woman before him, that sister was on point.
Mm-hmm.
It is simply time for new political gatekeepers, the people behind the scenes. It's time for new candidates. It's time to overhaul the system so that maybe people won't be tired or disenchanted with it. Again, it is very sad that here in 2025, with the mood of what's happening at the federal level and the state level, to have all these black people supporting a non-black candidate and then white people supporting the non-black candidate, but a lot of them don't even know she ain't white.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sad day. I'm sure all the civil rights leaders from the New Orleans area are flipping over in their caskets. Very sad. In lieu of what's happening, Gerard, this is not the time to give up on black leadership. And that's all I got to say, man. I understand the next mayoral forum starts at 7 at Xavier.
So let me ask you this, because you've been adamant about it. I'm going to just be honest with you. You've been adamant about who's going to be the new leader, and you seem to have a issue with, I'm going to just be honest with you, with Helena. Why is that?
I have an issue with black people exploiting black people, saying that elections are not about race, when a lot of them are only with her because she has raised, about $2 million? But that's my issue. Now, do I like someone who's disingenuous to our people? No, I don't.
So you don't think that she's genuine to our people?
I believe she likes to throw rocks and hide her hands. Look at the confusion with the mayor. Look at the confusion with the city council. The connection between her and J.P. Morrell, once again, she's the godmother of their children. The connection. And those two, because they dislike the mayor, they dislike the sheriff, and seemingly it has been made personal, nothing has gotten done for district, more could have gotten done, for District E, for all the districts.
Okay. All right. Good enough. I just needed an explanation. You explained it eloquently as usual.
Hey, man, they don't like us. I don't like them.
I understand.
And I darn sure don't like these sellout Negroes.
Yes,
have a good one.
All right, Cedric. Thank you, brother. All right, that's going to wrap things up for me. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the show. We'll see you on tomorrow for Hump Day. Coming up, we've got Arnie and Carrie. They're going to be in here in just a minute to take into the nighttime. Y'all be good. We'll see you on tomorrow.